But I submit that this business has so much negativity and rejection that self-driven motivation, and that's what it is, motivation you have to drive. Self-driven motivation isn't what you have to do is get inspired, because inspiration drives you. So how do you do that? Well, I think it's made up of two parts. The first part is to know what your purpose is. You got to know, but beyond knowing, you got to believe that you are the most important person in someone's life, that as a result of your actions, a family or a business can continue, or a legacy is spawned. And you got to not only know it, you have to believe it. So let me tell you what I think your unique purpose is. I think your unique purpose is to make certain that the money outlives the people. See, you have to insure against what can go wrong to gain the luxury to invest in what can go right. And now let's talk about your value proposition. The value of the advice you provide and the products you sell is worth far more than what your clients pay for it. Price is only an issue in the absence of value. And let's explore your value. You protect the innocent when someone dies prematurely so that people have peace of mind. You can provide people with a worry-free retirement with an income they can't outlive so that they maintain their independence. You can protect that income if they get sick so that they maintain their dignity. And finally, you provide a legacy when they die. And you tell me a profession that provides benefits bigger than that. But you know what? You have to not only know it, you have to believe it. Because one of the things you should recognize is your beliefs drive your behavior. And if your desires, and what I mean by your desires are your goals, if your desires don't sync with your beliefs, you will always manifest your beliefs. And if you don't believe that you really do something significant or worthwhile, you can be subject to something that I know nobody talks about. And that's low self-esteem. Carter Woodson said that if you can determine what a person thinks, you don't have to worry about what they will do, because if they took a lower station in life, you don't have to urge them to take a lower station in life, because they'll get there all by themselves. If you can make someone feel like an outcast, you don't have to ask them to get up and go out the back door. They'll get up and do it on their own, and if there is no back door, their very nature will demand one. All chronic production issues are behavioral, and as a result, you have to deal with your own behavior. And so how do you do that? You have to create a culture that celebrates the impact that you can have on people. Athletes do it all of the time. They visualize scoring the goal or scoring the touchdown. They visualize it way ahead of time, and you have to do that. You have to begin to think along those lines. One of the other things you have to do culturally is you're doing it right now. You're at MDRT. This is the only venue globally that not only talks about sales ideas, but also talks about the impact that we have on our clients. And you need to bathe in it, because it's the only way that you can fight back the rejection that you face. And this is one of the things you need to do, and you're taking a great first step by being here. On top of that, MDRT has an aspirant program. That's for the new people. If you become an aspirant, if you do half the production levels of MDRT, you get to go to the big meeting in North America. And that's one of the things you have to do. The other thing you should do is you should get the Life Foundation videos to watch the impact that our representatives have on people's lives. You should videotape yourselves, those people who've delivered more of the benefits, to do that. And you got to spend time focusing on that, because it's the only way it can format you back to all of the impact that you have on people. And I would want you to do that. We glorify a lot of times the commissions we make, but do we also talk about the sum assured? Have any of you ever had any idea of how much sum assured that you have outstanding? Let me tell you a story. There was a top producer at MetLife. He did about $2 million of commissions every year for around 10 years, had a lot of business. He was going to quit the business, and you know what he realized? He realized that if last night all of his clients died, that Philadelphia, where he lives, and by the way, where MDRT will be in June, would receive more revenue than if it sponsored the Super Bowl. And that's one person. You have to begin to exercise that to raise your self-esteem, to give you the courage to be able to face a lot of the negativity that you have to deal with. Now, I'm not the only person talking about this.